Yo, yo, yo. What up, Raider Nation? Welcome on in to another exciting episode of the Raider Ragu Show. Please like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Also, download the podcast on the audio. So wherever you get your audio podcast, please download the show. Go ahead and throw it on auto download, whether it be on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever it may be. Go ahead and put it on auto download for your boy. That way, it'll just do it automatically, and then they fall the extra one. So go ahead and do that for your boy. And let us not forget our sponsor, SheBangBoutique.com. That's SHEE Bang Boutique.com. Go over there and get your girl something pretty, man. Something nice to wear. Show your girl some love. Hey, look, we're going to go in on the roster situation, right? The cuts, the signings, the practice squad, and also talk a little bit about the Cardinals game because I haven't hollered since then. All right. So go ahead over to the like button. Hit that right now. Hit the notification button. Do that for your boy because here we go. Bam.
You ever give him that in the garden? Of course.
All right, so last time I hollered at y'all, it was right before the game, the Cardinals game. And the starters got in, they look good. They look like a pro team. And, you know, they saying that the Cardinals didn't have their starters in. But the Raiders look like a nice pro offense. Went down and scored, no problem. Looked good, methodical. A couple good catches by Thornton, even on the play where they got the pass interference on him. It would have been short, but it still was a great hands catch, contested catch. Dude was all over him, and he, reached and grabbed it with his hands. I hope that he can remain confident like that all season, man, and play like that. That's the way. That's pro. He looked like a pro on that play, and it looks like him and Geno are like forging a connection. Like Geno's trying to use the guy as a weapon. So like Geno sees something there because he always targets him. He has been started too. So besides that, the game wasn't good, man. I saw a lot of kind of suspect play. I ain't even gonna lie, but it wasn't, thank God, much from starters though. Which the scary part of that is there's going to be a lack of depth. The fall off from the Raiders first team to the Raiders second team right now is a pretty big fall off, man. So that's one thing we got to be aware of, Raider Nation, that, once the frontline guys go down at whatever position, the backups aren't that good, except for maybe the defensive line, right? The defensive line has guys, but the defensive line is going to be more rotational. You understand? The defensive line, everybody's going to play all the time, right? Maybe it's just going to be snap counts are going to vary, but the defensive line rotates in, right? But the second team defensive line is actually not bad. When you get to the third team, then you start getting some rookies and some shakiness there. But yeah, besides the D line, all of the backups are like not good, bro. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat nothing this year. So like, they have Jamal Adams as the third linebacker, And well, that's backing up the weak side linebacker. Um, they got Eichenberg in the backing up the Mike or E-Rob, backing up Elandon Roberts. And frankly, I saw a play that they scored on, and Tommy Eichenberg had the guy in the hole. He just got ran over. He knows, too. He bounced right off the guy. He flat out didn't bring enough, right? The young dude, Randy Mover, I believe it was number 20. And he flexed real quick, got up and like flexed on him. So Eichenberg is not ready. And it's just once the front line guys go down, know that it is ugly. And that's from the DBs all the way through the linebackers. It's ugly if the front line guys go down. Front line guys, first team, is a decent pro football team, the way I see it. That's the frontline guys on our team is a decent pro football team. I got a few, little gripes about. I wish we was a little bit bigger on the D line, and then the depth. That's a whole other thing. But as far as the frontline guys, pretty good set of frontline guys. The corners are a concern. Not gonna lie about that. Eric Stokes, our number one corner, he seems to get beat every game. Every preseason game, he was out there. They just running like routine routes on him. He's not even. It's not good. You guys see it. I'm not trying to downgrade the guy or discourage the guy or nothing like that. But for him to be the top corner, right? He wasn't close to the guys, to the receivers. He's a little bit space in between. So very open. Guys are very open against him. He does make the tackle. I'll give him that. When he after the guy catches it on him, he usually does, make the tackle and is not a poor tackler in that regard. But just has not shown me really. He's supposed to be the best corner, and he out there getting. Just routinely beat. It's like he's like the guy giving up the long catches on the 3rd and 18 and stuff like that. So the corners are a bit of a concern. It looks like Caillou Blue Kelly might end up starting over Darian Porter, which, he's a rookie. That wouldn't be surprising. They end up holding on to Darnay Holmes. So Darnay is in the mix as that nickel corner. And I'm not mad at him. He's a pretty decent player. And, the safeties I like. Chin and Polamalu I like. I expect a good season from Polamalu. I expect a good season from Jeremy Chin. I'm just worried about those corners. And really, any team is only as good as its corners, man, when it comes down to it. You can have all the other talent in the world, man, but you're going to end up being in shootouts at best. And like my man Coop said, you might get shot at the end when you got suspect corners, man. So this is a concern. And just maybe there might be a move or something to make here before the season starts with knowing Pete Carroll. But then maybe they feel like they're situated. Now, let's get into the practice squad and the cuts and all that, man. So let's go. Let's just talk about the dudes who got cut. They not on the team no more. So there's a few guys that got out released, right? So remember, I was advocating for Colin Johnson, number 17. Well, they wasn't feeling me. Colin got cut. Marquez Callaway, Philip Dorsett, Jalen Smith. So that's probably it for his football career. These guys all got released. So they got cut. They waived a ton of guys on Tuesday and then signed a bunch of guys on Wednesday to the practice squad, plus signed a couple extra guys and Amari Cooper. So since I last hollered at y'all, they signed Amari Cooper, they signed Brendan Jackson, and they signed Stone Forsythe. So Brendan Jackson is a linebacker, second-year guy. I think he was a 5th-round pick. by the Rams last year. They probably tried to sneak him through and put him on the practice squad because they got the guy over there. This guy was playing on the right side edge, and you know we all know that the Rams got one of the best young right side edges in the league right now. So they probably tried to sneak Brennan Jackson through. And then remember, Spytech was a GM in Tampa Bay. So maybe not a GM, but he was on the staff. He was like the assistant to the GM. So they might have scouted him and knew about him from last year in the draft and was, a guy that they was like, oh yeah, he came available. Yeah, let's grab him. So they did that. They got Brennan Jackson, and then Stone Forsythe is a offensive tackle. Been in the league for a few years. 6'8", 307. He's had 53 games that he's played in. He started 19 games. Last year he started 5 games. As he played with Seattle last year, yeah. So there goes the connection, right? He's a offensive lineman from Seattle. Started 8 games in 2023. Started 5 games last season. 1 game in 2022. Didn't start any in 2020. In 2021, his rookie year, but played in 10 games his rookie year. Played in 17 the next 2. Last year only played in 9 games. Not sure if he was injured or whatever. But yeah, the Seattle connection right there. So some line depth. And that's solid because we had young guys, right? They kept the young guys and let go. Thayer Munford was just cut. That's another guy who I didn't mention. But they cut Thayer yesterday. And it was kind of after they signed these guys, right? So you could basically say Forsythe replaced Thayer Munford because right after they signed him, or just on the same day, he got released or waived. Because he's a young guy, so he got waived. So he has action coming back to the practice squad, I would imagine, but he is waived, and they signed Stone Forsythe. So you could say Forsythe took Mumford's place. So Mumford, who's been on the team, this was going to, I believe, his 3rd year on the team, but looks like not so. Also, so the practice squad guys, they also placed Aiden O'Connell on the reserve injured list. Now, it doesn't say designation to return. It says that about Lonnie Johnson. It says reserve injured designated to return. It doesn't say that about Aiden, so I'm not sure what's up with that right there. Because we know that they did sign Kenny Pickett, right? That's another thing, another person they signed. So they just signed 4 cats since I last hollered at y'all. I forgot they signed the quarterback. So Pickett, Cooper, Forsythe, and Jackson, 4 new Raiders, just like that, within just a week. And 4 new guys that are going to be on the roster because Brennan Jackson was claimed off waivers, right? You can't. Well, I believe that's how it goes, man. They got to be on the roster. You can't put them on waivers and put them back through waivers, right? To make them on your practice squad, you have to put them on your team. So Forsythe is a guy who has experience, so he'll be on the roster as a swing tackle, I would imagine. Brennan Jackson will be a depth at linebacker and edge and be on the roster because they have to be. So let's talk about the practice squad guys. They end up bringing back Bachman. They brought back Chris Collier, the running back. So wide receiver, Alex Bachman. Running back, Chris Collier. Safety, Terrell Edmonds. DN, Jafari Harvey. Wide receiver, Cedric Action, Bo Jackson's nephew. linebacker Matt Jones, number 42, who showed a little bit of promise, but just wasn't quite there yet. Could actually end up being a good player. Trevin Mahe, the D tackle. Antonio Mafi, who they was Chip Kelly's guy. He had got some time on the line, but when the guy they signed from Cincinnati got back in there, Kappa, played a few downs, I guess that gave them the confidence to go ahead and release this guy, because this guy kind of was a sieve, I ain't gonna lie. He missed some blocks out there. The second team offensive line is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. They got Cam Miller back in there. They got Albert O, the tight end. Uh, the tight end Carter Runyon, got him back in there. The wide receiver / tight end Justin Shorter, Florida guy, they got him back in there. The guy from the international program, Laki Tasi, they got him back. Safety Trey Taylor, kid from Air Force that got drafted last year, he's back on the practice squad. His second year, Greedy Vance, the rookie from his most recent school was USC, went to a few colleges, but Greedy Vance, number 41, was kind of thirsty, but did make some mistakes out there, didn't force on run, shied away from the contact, and the dude made a big run and scored the touchdown. But he had a sack and a couple other tackle for loss. But so he's a big play guy, but he's also got to make the regular solid plays as well. Tackle Dalton Wagner and safety. They got him at safety. JT, he was practicing a little bit at corner. I think that ship is sailed. The dude is not a corner. He cannot cover. So that's the practice squad as of right now. And remember, they got Amari definitely on the roster. Kenny Pickett's going to be on the roster. Say Kenny Pickett's take Aiden's spot. Also, forgot to mention this. Jacoby asked for a trade since I last talked to you guys, too. And before I go into that, I noticed Tommy Malott was not brought back to the practice squad. Be interested to see that somebody grab him and roster him. But I noticed Tommy Malott is not on here. They did not get him, and they did not get Sincere McCormick back either. And I had said on the video that we might see the last days of Sincere McCormick in silver and black. And, just like that, right on time, he's not back either. So now, going into Jacoby's situation, he asked for a trade. I guess contract talks have stalled. But as we all know, in the NFL these days, this is part of the process, right? You get to the point, you negotiate, and then the last thing you do is ask for a trade. Put in the media, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be here. They treat me wrong, blah. I just want a respectable deal. And then they usually get something done. Parsons hasn't got anything done yet, but that's the play he ran. Myles Garrett, he ran the same play. He became the highest played non-QB. Terry McLaurin ran the same play. He got him some money, and the list goes on. This is just part of the process. I'm hoping that bridges haven't been burnt and perceived disrespect and whatnot, and relationship damaging type stuff hasn't happened, and that they can just get the guy signed, man. Can you guys just sign him? I have been saying 3 years, 51, but I think, they kind of reset the market, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was lowballing him. Remember I said Jacoby probably like saying, Ragu, you tripping, man. I'm not playing for no 17 a year. I thought he would take that, but it seems as if that's probably what the Raiders are offering him, right? They had probably like a 351, like I was saying. Remember, I had it all laid out for him and Colton. They damn near did exactly what I said with Colton. They gave him 4 years. He's on a 4 year, 78 mil. I was saying 4 years, 80. For Jacoby, I was saying next 3 years, 51. Um, but that's about roughly 17 a year. I guess Jacoby is like, nah, man, that ain't gonna get it. So I guess his people might be thinking more like a quarter spoon a year. So, at 375. Uh, but really, no, for practical purposes, 2 years for 50. And then the void year for the third year, they can get out of it, or they can sign the option year and give him 20, let him make 25 mil a year for the next 3 years. That is not top money. It's not, bro. That's middle of the road money. Um, so, the 17, I was kind of lowballing because I believe Michael Pittman is getting like 23 a year, and Kobe's every bit the player Michael Pittman is. So it seems as if Jacoby is going to want something with the two in front of it, right? I was talking 17, and like I said, when I was saying that, he could be like, Ragu, you tripping. I want more than that. And it seems like that is what was happening. That is what was being said. But, he seems like he wants something with a two in front of it, man. I'm not mad. These guys are making, Jamar Chase makes $40 million, man. Uh, his cap hit or whatever. It's 40 mil. T. Higgins is at nearly 29 million. All right. So Jacoby can't get 25, right? A guy like Godwin getting 22, Nico Collins 24, AJ Brown 32, McLaurin 32, Tyreek Hill 30, right? Devontae Adams 22. So, it's looking like he wants a two in front of it, man. Maybe they could get done for a 3 years, 60 mil, right? It's basically 2 years, 40 with a void year. As long as they put a two in front of it, man, I think he'll take it, man. Just give him 20. But let's not season with our receiver thinking about other stuff, man. It's just that's a Mickey start, man. Spy Tech. I feel like you guys should get this done, man. A dub is not that much when you got somebody making 40 at that position. That's just how it goes, man. The money gets advanced, bro. The position he plays, the top guy is making 40. He can't get 20. Come on, man. Um, so yeah, preseason's over. The roster's kind of rounding out right now. The depth chart on Raiders.com, it hasn't been updated. It's still got all the same guys where they was at and all that. And some of these guys are, basically on the right now. And I guess, in a way they are still this perhaps is some of them would be, but for example, there is no Pickett. Kenny Pickett is not on the so they haven't updated this at all. So I guess this week they might get to that. Um, and then I would say look out for, another signing, man, with this staff. Definitely aren't afraid to make moves and bring people in. But as of right now, that's what we're going to run with. The team that we had, the starters that you saw in the first series this past game, offense and D. And then they brought in Pickett, Amari Cooper, Stone Forsythe, and then Brennan Jackson, the linebacker. So they brought in 4 guys. who are gonna be on the team. So that's the the Raiders team, man, and we about to get it on. The first game is not this coming Sunday, which is the 31st. It's that next Sunday, the 6th. So, we got about uh, 10 days. And it's time to get it on. This thing is going to start going fast after that. So, uh, you know, I could go in about Amari coming back, but I'm not going to make a huge deal out of it. I'm not expecting him to. Well, then again, man, I am kind of expecting him to probably be in the early part of the season, probably getting a lot of touches because the rookie is just kind of learning his way, right? The rookie hasn't played real NFL football yet. So kind of bring him along slowly. We got Amari to kind of, if not start, play a lot of reps, let him go in there and show the way and bring the kid along, ease the kid along to where second half, man, he'll be really, really ready. He'll be a pro by that time, right? Because right now he's a rook, the little, it's different, man. That game speed, that next Sunday, man, is different from this little preseason that they was going through. So Amari's going to have to get in there. If not start, he's definitely going to play some significant amount of snaps early in the season because the guys are so young. The other Jacoby and the Raiders can get something settled, man, between here and the start of the season. It's wishful thinking on my part because it's not cool to have your number one receiver coming to this season, feeling Mickey, man, feeling away. You know what I'm saying? His mind should be clear and just ready to play ball. And I don't think the 20 mil is too much. We know we got Bowers, and that Bowers is the man as far as the targets and all that. But at the same time, man, you got to have a number one, man. And Jacoby has been nothing but a pro. Didn't have any drops last season, and deserves it, man. Deserves the money. It was very pleasant, like type of player compared to Adams last season, right? We didn't hear anything from Jacoby. Now, man, he wants to get paid, man. He just wants to get a 2 in front of his number. That's all. So, Raiders are looking solid. I'm still 7, 8, 9 win range, man, unless they get lucky. 7, if we start having some injuries, I'm thinking maybe, 9 if we can kind of keep everybody in there, especially Geno. Something happened to Geno, man, we're going to be in trouble. I'll tell you that right now. Something happened to Geno, we're going to be in trouble. So I'll holler back, man, on the pre-game of the first game, right? I might holler back a little bit before if we make some type of big signing or something, but yeah, that's it, man. I ain't gonna hold you guys, man. We ready to go, man. Raiders 2025, and we gonna see, all right? Just win, baby.